Welcome to the SolutionsHub Expert Session from Angst+Pfister. Today we are diving into one of the most overlooked sources of cost and risk in the food and beverage industry, hose degradation caused by CIP and SIP processes. If you're working in food production, biotech or pharma, chances that your cleaning systems are doing more than just sanitizing. They may be wearing down your hoses long before their time. But what if we told you that with the right material choice and process guidance, you could double your hose lifetime, reduce downtime, and stay fully compliant all at once? To unpack this, I'm joined by Joël Dupraz, our product application engineer for food and beverage solutions at Angst+Pfister. He works closely with production teams across Europe to help to build more reliable, sustainable, and audit-ready cleaning cycles. Let's start with the basics, Joël. Why are CIP and SIP processes both essential and problematic in food production?
Let's start with that. What is CIP and SIP? CIP is cleaning-in-place, focused on cleaning equipment without disassembling the chemical, using chemical heat and wastewater. And SIP is sterilization-in-place or steam-in-place. That's built upon CIP by adding a sterilization step, typically using steam to achieve a sterilized environment. They are non-negotiable for hygiene and safety. They are what we kept a system clean without opening everything. It's also necessary that all and each applicable government regulation concerning the cleaning and sanitizing of the food hose assembly must be followed. But that comes with a cost, of course. High temperature, aggressive cleaning agent, and repetitive pressure cycle that can damage the inline of the hose. Over the time, this leads to cracking, delamination, and sudden failure. And that translates into a production downtime in compliance headache.
Okay, so what are then the common pitfalls you see in CIP and SIP hose maintenance?
One of the biggest mistakes is using one hose on all purpose without, of course, validating the cleaning chemical compatibility. For example, peracetic acid and phosphoric acid may be effective for disinfection, but if they are too concentration is too high and used in the wrong material, then they will damage in the inner liner at no time. Another big issue, of course, is skipping the pre-cleaning with rinsing with hot water and the right temperature. That can break and make the hose longevity less effective. Steaming hose over an extended period of time could also damage the inner liner. Frequently monitoring the physical condition of the internal liner material surface in contact with the product is also a key factor.
Okay, very interesting. But how did the Angst+Pfister support a customer to eliminate these failures?
Okay, we do more than supply the hose, of course. We help the customer choose the right material based on the medium, of course, the pressure, the temperature, the environment as well, and also the cleaning agent that they use. We inform them, of course, of the right and possible CIP and SIP process. That includes startup rinsing protocol, possible chemical concentration for validating the cleaning result. It's a life cycle approach from the material choice to the hygiene selection.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, I can definitely underline that we are not only supplying hoses, we are doing more. But can you give a concrete example of how these wrong material choices impact on the customer as an example?
Absolutely. For example, a dairy plant we work with was dealing with the frequent hose replacement because every 6 months, due to harsh CIP cleaning and cycle using peracetic acid at 85 degrees, they needed to change the hose. We helped them to switch to a more resistant hose type, recommended the correct cleaning, of course, and steaming cycle parameter. Result, the hose lifetime doubled, of course, and the downtime dropped by 60%. So no stop on the production. And they save a lot of money, like 9,000 euro or Swiss franc annually, because they change what they call it, the so-called bad habits that you can find in a dairy business.
Very interesting, but that's really a huge difference then. What are the key takeaways you want to give to the producers that they remember in the future to make sure these bad habits does not happen again?
Cleaning is part of the process. It's not something that is just happen between batches. For example, the wine industry have a different standard. The dairy industry, they have also a different standard, and that's all specific to each industry. With the right combination of host material, validated with the right cleaning procedure, of course, you can prevent any failure and boost the safety, save the money, and also you sleep better knowing that you are audited ready.
That's nice. Thank you very much, Joël. For anyone who is ready to review this setup, where should they start? Because there are so many things that they should care of. Where would you say what to start with?
I would say reach out Angst+Pfister field expert. Ask the right host per the application data. That's very important to give us. And also we can give our recommendation for CIP and SCP guideline accordingly. This we will walk through, of course, the key consideration step by step and helping the customer choosing the right host for the application and the long lifetime used.
Thank you very much, Joël. So if you want to see the whole blog, please click on the link above and then dive into the details. Thank you for listening.